How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is a little something I like to call the rundown. The weekend, pretty good weekend. If you guys followed, we had some UFC over the weekend. Had two plays fail, gave you guys five. Had two plays fail. One of them was Cowboy, who was paying a whopping 350 to one, and boy, Cowboy got rocked, knocked out, and shoulder shrugged in the first 40 seconds of the match, which is unfortunate. For all you guys who don't follow the UFC or MMA in general, then this is not that segment is not for you, and this following segment is. So we're gonna start with some hockey. Short slate of hockey, even shorter slate of basketball. We're gonna get right into it, starting from the top. Got the New York Islanders versus the New York Rangers. Islanders, they're underdog versus the Rangers again, and they're supposed to be underdog. If you guys followed, you remember the last time we spoke, I told you guys that the Rangers, every time that there's a game between the Rangers and the Islanders end up losing. The Rangers just beat them. I don't know what it is. The Rangers just win the battle for New York. It happens every single time, and it never fails. But now they're seeing each other for the third time, and you got the Rangers who are heavy favorites. Well, not heavy, but they got Georgiev at net. Thomas Greiss is going to be at net for New York. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game. I don't really have a play. Again, last time these guys seen each other was a 3-2 victory for the Rangers, and I honestly believe that the Islanders pull this one off. But I can't bet on it because there's a conspiracy in the battle for New York. The Rangers always pull it off. What I will do is bet on the under because I think that Georgiev is going to play a pretty good game, and I think that Grice is going to try to play a pretty good game, and that somehow, some way, this game is just not going to go over. It's either that or it's going to go way over. They're going to battle it out until the end, and then there's going to be a shootout or an overtime, and then Rangers end up winning in overtime. Just an opinion, but I'm gonna have to go with the under. Just the way that this has been going, I think it's gonna be a more physical matchup, and I think that the Rangers are gonna have their the work cut out for them. But that's just how I feel about this play. Now, since there's such a short slate of both NHL and basketball, we could afford a little bit of time to check to see if this is justified. So now, in the last few games, the Rangers are 6-2 at the spread, basically being the puck line. They're 4-2 overall at the win, and the over is actually hit in 13 of their last 17 games. So in 17 games, they only went under four times. So my under is a ballsy pick. But mind you, they're 4-11 straight up when playing at home against the Islanders. So this is in Madison Square Garden. And the game also goes over, at the exception of the last game that they played, the game goes over in four of the last five games that they played. So why is the 6.0 prevalent for the total? Well, on the other side, you have the Rangers, who are 0-5 at the spread when playing the Islanders. They're 0-5 at the spread when playing against the Rangers. And the over the over has hit quite often also. My under doesn't look like such a good play. But mind you, some of these overs they're talking about are over 5.5 or 5.0s. In this situation, we got a 6.0, and I'm willing to buy the hook at 6.5. So you know what? Maybe no play in this game. Next, we got the Vegas Golden Knights. They're going up against the Boston Bruins. Vegas is just not good on the road. I don't know what it is about Vegas that's not good. I don't know what it is about these teams that they just can't capitalize on the road. It's crazy. It's like home ice is that much better for you. It can't possibly be. But anyways, we got Fleury at net. He's gonna be going up against Halak. Halak has three shutouts under his belt this season. He's been rock solid for Boston. You know what I mean? In the last few games, the Rangers. I'm saying the Rangers. In the last few games, Boston. They've been okay, but they haven't been that great. They're 4-3-3 in their last 10 games, and they lost the last game that they played against the Penguins, which I gave you guys out on that day, which the Penguins had the winner. Oh no, actually that was on Saturday. So if you guys don't have me on Twitter, you wouldn't know. I had the Penguins money line and the over. And so they lost that game, which was basically a home and home situation. Now they have a bounce back game against this. They got a bounce back game against this Vegas team who just struggles on the road. But thank God for Vegas, they got Flurry at net tonight. With Flurry at net, they have a better chance of actually getting the victory. Vegas is a big underdog today, biggest on the board at paying a whopping 230 to 1. Boston, on the other hand, paying 66 cents on your buck. The total's at 6.0. Justifiably so. I like the under in this game more than anything else. I think both goalies perform for a change. Um, Fleury is not confirmed yet, but I believe he is going to play. And mind you, the All Star break is right around the corner, so guys are starting to have a harder time at winning games. Especially the high performing top teams in the league, they're having a harder time capitalizing on wins right now. So the unders actually hit in 4 of the last 5 games at home in for Boston. They're 3-8 at the puck line, and the unders actually hit in 8 of their last 12 overall. So the under is looking like a really pretty pick. Vegas 1-7 at the spread, 1-5 overall in their last 6. Something's got to give for them today. The over has actually hit in 6 of the last 9 games. That's because they give a shit ton of goals up when they play on the road. So don't take that number out of context. They're 3 quarters of the time they go over in the last few games, but on the road they just don't play well, and then they roll with Malcolm Subban a lot of the times. But when they play versus Boston, the unders actually hit 4 of the last 5 times. So I actually like that play, and that's what I'm going to be rolling with. I'm going to be rolling with the under in that game. Um, Sorry, my laptop. I'm doing this show you know, from an undisclosed location, and my laptop is bugging. So, anyways, there's a next game, which is the Winnipeg Jets versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina, my opinion is that they're really not that good. I know their record and their last few games show otherwise, but I really don't believe they're that good. I've been telling you guys for a long time that all the lowly teams in the league, they're going to get wins. They're not going to keep on losing games. And the Winnipeg Jets, in my opinion, is one of those lowly teams. I don't care if they're fourth Central. I don't care if Carolina's fifth in the Metro, and Metro is a hard division to win in. They got James Ryder, who's going to be at net. James Reimer, who's going to be at net. He's going to go up against Connor Hellebuck, who hasn't been able to get a win in how long. Both of them have some shutouts under their belt. So they're both able to perform. It's not like they're garbage. But Winnipeg, I can't put my money on these guys, nor could I put my money on Carolina. But Winnipeg is paying such a handsome amount. Last time I bet on them, they ended up losing that game flat out 7-1 to Tampa. And that was a winnable game. You know what I mean? Obviously, they had Vasilevsky at net, but it was a very winnable game, and they just failed to capitalize. Now, let's get into some numbers. Winnipeg, they're 6-2 at the spread in the last few games. One of those two that they didn't cover is obviously versus Tampa. They're 1-4 straight up in their last 5. So again, for another team, something's got to give. Now, I'm going to go back to that Vegas game. Don't be surprised if Vegas pulls off the victory today at 230 to 1. Also, don't be surprised if Boston blows them out 5-0. You know what I mean? So, but like I would be shocked if a 5-0 happens. But don't be surprised if Vegas pulls this one off. When teams have lost as many times as Winnipeg and Vegas has, something really has to give. 255 is what the Winnipeg Jets are paying. And it's not justifiable because I'm sorry, Carolina's really not that good. They're 4-1 straight up when playing versus Carolina. The fuck are you doing with a 255? The unders hit in 9 of the last 13. Like I said, both of these goalies have 7 shutouts between the two of them, so the under is a really good play for me. I would buy the hook because at 6.0, I don't really like that number. And again, when Winnipeg plays on the road against this team, they're 7-2. So I like the under. I also lean Winnipeg, but I'm not gonna give out Winnipeg. Like they're the Portland of the NBA, and Portland, if you guys are following the NBA, they're just really not that good. So another under in another game. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Penguins been very impressive since they get Crosby back. They lost the game to Boston. They were supposed to, then they ended up getting that L back. You know what I mean, and turning it into a W. I don't know how you turn an L into a W, but they found a way to do it. Pittsburgh, they won the last time they played versus Philly. They won 7-1, which was in the beginning of the season. That's a pretty whopping victory. Philly is one of the best teams, if not the best team at home in the league, and the discrepancy between the home wins and the road wins are incredible. What I like in this spot, I actually like Philly plus 1.5, but I'm gonna go the other direction. I'm gonna give an unconventional play, and I'm gonna give Philly as a home dog, paying 205, a whopping 205. I'll also love to go with the over because Pittsburgh, since Crosby came back, been going over in a lot of games. Um, they're 6-1 overall in the last 7. Pittsburgh is, and they're 5 of 7 at the over. But I really like Philly today. I really like Philly in this spot, and I even like the under. I think it's gonna be a very physical game, and I like the under in this game. In this spot, I believe Matt Murray is gonna be playing. Let me check real quick. Like I said, it's such a short slate today. We got a little bit of time to get into some numbers. You got in this game, you got pardon my time taken here. You got Tristan Jarry, and he's gonna be going up against Brian Elliott. I don't believe Elliott is confirmed yet. I don't like Elliott. Give me the under in this game. I like the under 6.0, and I'll even buy the hook and go under 6.5 in this game. So I'm not rolling with Philly anymore. You could scratch that. Next, we got the Florida Panthers versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Panthers just played yesterday. Didn't do a show yesterday, but I did have the Panthers to win. Also had the over in that game. Um, Now the Panthers, they're going to be going with Molten Bolt, and Molten Bolt, he's been really really good. Um, but like again, when I say really really good, I mean by come up standards. He's 4-2-1. He's allowing 3.35 goals against, which is not good. But he's been impressive in my opinion. Like you see him. Some of those goals that he's allowing is not it's not quite his fault. It's because Florida has been having such a hard time defending the back end and just getting back in transition on defense. This has been a problem for them for so long. This is why they're always letting guys score goals because they have such a hard time in transition getting back on defense. But they score goals in their own respects, and this is why they win the games that they're winning. Florida's been on a they basically been streaking. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. They're putting it up against the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks, I believe Corey Crawford is going to be at net. No, they got Robin Lehner. That guy's a bad boy, eh? Don't sleep on Robin Lehner. Since coming from New York, Robin Lehner been really good. 9.24 goal against average, only allowing under 3 goals a game. This game should be a really good game to watch. It should be a really good game to watch. I love Florida at the money line, but I'm gonna have to go with another lean here and go Florida as a lean and just give you wait for it, wait for it, the over in this game. It's only right. I can't go under. I just can't go under with Florida. It's like betting on Washington, the Washington Wizards in basketball. Don't put the under when you're betting on the Wizards. They're not gonna go under. They always go over. It's just one of those things. But when they play Chicago, the under is 18 and 23. 18 out of the 23 games. Sorry, 15 out of the 23 games that they played against Chicago have gone under. This is spanning across 4 seasons. Don't take that number for granted. Chicago's also 7-1 when playing against Florida, and don't think for 1 second that Florida is not aware of that. This is when they play at home against Florida. They just can't rack up wins against this Chicago team. So be wary of that. But again, I got leans in Vegas, Winnipeg, and Florida. Those are my 3 big leans on the day. And when I give you leans, feel free to bet on them. You could feel free to bet, fade, or follow. I'm just not giving them out because I'm not confident enough to bet on those teams in those situations. When I lean them, I would personally, when I have a lean and I give out a lean, I would personally take them later on in the day if I don't see anything more valuable than that. So that's pretty much that. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA going up against the LA Clippers. Clippers in town versus the Mavs. And the Clippers are underdogs. And you know what? They should be underdogs. You know what I mean? They really should be underdogs because the Clippers haven't been impressive. They're allowing everybody who comes and plays the Clippers, they score 100 points. You know what I mean? Everybody there's no restriction. Everybody scores 100, but they win. So they're on a 3-game win streak. Dallas is on a 4-game win streak. Somebody's gonna come out of this with an L. Luka Doncic, they're probably gonna slip Kawhi on him. I'm telling you guys this right now. They're probably gonna put Kawhi on Luka. You know, or they're gonna go with Patrick Beverly to defend this guy. You know what I mean? It would just be right. It would only be right to go with Patrick Beverly and try to get him to hack him. And I think he would hack him. I believe he's going to be a total hack, not a hawk. I think he's going to be a total hack, get in foul trouble, and then you're going to have to put Lou Williams out there. Lou Williams, he scores buckets. Who is going to stop Lou Williams on the Dallas Mavericks? Nobody. So this is why in this game I just love the over 232.5. It's only right. You know what I mean? It's only right to go with the 232.5 in this game. Now, the last time these two teams seen each other, the Clippers, they came out on top. This was back in November. It was a 114 to 99 victory. Luka was still balling. He was still doing what he was doing. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Paul George was in that game. And if you give me a quick sec, I'm able to go back to said date and give you said number to let you know if said thing is what actually happened. And Paul George was in that game. Both he and Kawhi Leonard scored over 25 points. Nobody else on the team outside of obviously Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell scored more than 10 points. Zubac had a big game in that game. Porzingis played, and so did Doncic. Doncic had 22, 8, and 6 in that game. Also racked up 3 steals. But this is a different Dallas team. Outside of those names that I mentioned, there wasn't a lot of productivity. I believe there's going to be a lot more production today. I don't have a play on either side, but I do love the over. Sorry. I'm just going to have to do it. Dallas is one of the top over teams in the league. I'm just going to have to do it. So that's pretty much it for me. I'll tell you, well, no, before I tell you, like I always tell you, I'm going to give you the Bookie Bullies rundown starting from the top. But before I do that, I'd love you guys to go ahead, smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And while you're at it, go and follow me on Twitter, 514 Mystic. I be giving out plays when it's game time, during game time, after game time, and on weekends, just in case you guys didn't know. So starting from the top, I got the under 6.0 in Vegas versus Boston. Got the under 6.0 in Winnipeg versus Carolina. Got the under 6.0. Actually, in the Pittsburgh versus Philly, I got the under 6.5. So I'm buying the hook and I got the under 6.5. I got the over 6.5 in the Panthers versus the Blackhawks. And I got the over 232.5 in the Clippers versus Dallas. That's 5 plays. They will be posted on my Twitter. And feel free to fade or follow. And that's pretty much it for me. So I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Be safe with your bread. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Be safe, be good, and peace.